Hey everybody, I'm Ben with my husband Ed. We are B4 Treasures, and this is our very first time putting up a video, letting you see insights into our business and what we're doing so we can learn from you. You can maybe learn from us and hear our stories of why we're putting certain things up for sale. Our passion is really European vintage home decor. We touch everything. We will buy and sell anything that we can put our hands on, but our passion and priority, we see some really special things, are with vintage home decor. So if that's something you're interested in, I think you're going to see a lot of interesting insights about that topic. But know that we're open to learning. That's our mindset. We want to keep growing and keep learning and discovering new things. So that's why we're going to let you in to our lives, let you into our business so that we can hear from you. And we would love you to use the comment section and engage with us, because if we got something wrong, please let us know. If we helped you discover something, please let us know. So this is our very first time sitting in a car, just gonna keep it casual. We're gonna do a share screen so that you can see what we're looking at, and we are just gonna go on this journey together to see where we can take B4 Treasures to the next level with you as a part of our team here on the internet. So we're so glad you're watching this video. Thank you so much. If it's your very first time watching it, know that this is our very first time making videos. So you're one of the first, and we're so happy that you're here. If you want to subscribe, follow, we would love that, but we're so glad. So let's get started by showing you our site. Okay, to get started here, we have our home page here on eBay. We have our own website too, but I think it's easier to show you what we're looking at here on our own website. So you can see that we have this many sold items in just 1 year here on eBay. We try to keep 100% feedback, and we are top rated sellers with 100% feedback, doing our best to follow all the eBay tips and tricks, and we're going to share them as we go through. For example, we are trying to list and have an attempt to list 10 days, 10 items every day, and also we are looking to make sure that we always deal with responding to customers' messages, requests for anything within the moment that we get it, within the same hour. But of course, if we're resting in the morning, we take care of those. And then we just regularly ship out every day. So we have same next day shipping, which is one of the qualifications for being top rated. So those are some of the priorities here. And you can see some of the focus we have in our store is going to be some of this home decor. We also have some board games I personally like to find and sell. But right now in our store, we have 1,509 items. So let's see what we have listed here. So here is the Gym Shore. We just posted here, and it is a little tiny penguin that is holding even a tinier snowman. And we love Gym Shore. We have so much success with this brand. It is by UNESCO, and it is made in China. So it's not like super fancy European home decor, but it is very popular in the United States. And they are very neat how they have different hand-carved elements to them, and you can see we take pictures with the measuring tape here, just so we can see how big it is. And we have found a lot of passion for this brand. This is a more simple, smaller piece, and it's valued at $35 for us, but we have this listed, and we would say continue. If you ever find Gym Shore, it's probably worth getting, unless they're charging too much at the location that you're buying. So we try to buy something like this for $5, and I think this was only $1.99 where we got it, and so it has been listed for $35 based on other items that have sold for a similar price or similar price of type of thing. The next one we have is another kind of unusual one, but it's Funko, of course, massively popular. If you are lucky enough to find valuable Funko worth hundreds of dollars, you're lucky. There's many that aren't, but you can definitely keep trying at all times. And so know that this is here one of the Funkos of Rachel from Friends, one of our favorite shows. We enjoy that a lot. And here she is with her little cup of coffee that says Central Perk on it. Very fun. There's some scruffs there on her face, you see, which decreases the value. But based on what other items have sold, we see these valued at $49. I will say too that we do have the make offer open on every single one of our products, because you know what? We would love to have that conversation. We're not offended by a low offer. We just say nope and move on. So if somebody offers $5 for this, we'll just decline and move on. If somebody offers us 25, half, we might say, maybe it's time to let it go because it's been listed for over 3 months. And so we want to have that conversation, and it takes a lot for someone to actually find us, click on it, and already click that make offer. Somebody has really expressed a lot of interest, and so we want to honor that space. So that we have some Funko, but not very many, because they're hard to find at this kind of value. So next we have a book or a board game kind of by Bingo for Birds. So we're doing Shelby's famous artwork, which is very famous, classic. You've probably seen these out and about in your life or your grandparents' house, where you've got these awesome drawings of nature, of animals. But here it's a game of who has spotted this bird out in the wild. It's brand new, hasn't been opened before, and we found this, and we personally had a passion for it. So Ed especially loves birds, and so we picked it up out of a enjoyment, something to research, look at, and enjoy for us, which is part of the human experience for us as running our own personal business. We're gonna put things we personally love in. Some people might say that's not good to do, but we are humans and we value people before treasures, and so we are going to put in something we enjoy, and hope somebody else will also find this out there, valued at $20, and that is listed for sale here. We don't do a lot of books, that's a huge market. We do a lot of games though, and so this is one of those games. Next is a very classic American company, Fenton. It is a company that no longer is in existence, but was extremely popular for about 100 years up, and especially in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, really did a lot of beautiful pieces of glass. These are actually a very small sampling, and that doesn't really represent their brand very well, but theirs are all marked Fenton. You can see how tiny these really are. They're not very big. But they are valuable, and at $65 for 3, we feel like that's a fair price. We found them in a bag for just a few dollars, and so there isn't, we didn't have to risk much money. And that's something we try to keep ourselves to as well, is that we have a rule of 10 times our money, which is ridiculous, right? So we say something has to give us 10 times the money or we're gonna pass. That's the rule, but we're okay with breaking rules. So if we find something for $4, it should give us 40 or we're gonna pass. However, that has to be broken at times, because if you find something that is $40 worth 400, that's a big jump, but so 40 isn't, only gonna risk that much money in one product if it's gonna give that much. But sometimes something's gonna sell super quick. I'm gonna do $40 to give me 200 because I know it's gonna sell within a week based on all the information I have. Then you might take that risk. But if you're not sure about how quickly something is gonna sell based on all the research, you're new to the category, don't put much in, put a few dollars in, and if not, walk away, because you're gonna find something new tomorrow. That's really kept us safe from overspending and keeping our cash flow really good in our business here. So Fenton's great, look for Fenton. These are a fun little find in a bag. Nobody thought they were valuable, but here we have these letter swords openers from Spain, Poland, and they're marked that way. That's how we know. One of the things that Ed especially does as he lists things too is he'll take these kind of pictures here and then use Google Images to upload and see anything else on the internet that can look like this picture, and find the markings, find the brands, find what it is, so then we can list properly and do our research. This can be done in the store before we even buy an item. If something we don't know, we can do some quick research live, things like Google Images, where you can take a picture and it'll tell you what it is. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but it's one of the tricks for sure. Here you're gonna see all these great little details on these metal swords that are actually letter openers. So that is what they're advertised at. And here we can see that these items actually did sell. So we are very happy to see that this item sold. I think it was an offer that was sent in for $35. So I'm gonna skip this one too. Here we have another item that has been listed, and this is one of Ed's, likes these chickens with nesting dolls. I always think of my grandma who had like candy in them. So at Christmas time or whatever, you would take the lid off and there's some candy inside, but they're super collectible still. They can be valued at hundreds of dollars. So if you see chickens with nests on a nest, they're really fun pieces to find. This is a great color called Cobalt. It's a very desirable color right now. It's very in style. You can see the sizing there. The name on this one isn't marked besides this tiny little H at the bottom, which based on research of pictures, typing in things, looking H in a diamond, square, we find the name of the brand. So sometimes you're learning and takes time to identify really tiny symbols, but once you know it, you know it. So here we have some new information for you. If you never knew this brand that has the H in a square, now you do. And if you spot it, you can know that we feel the piece about this size is valued at $45. And if you're paying $3.99, you just got yourself 10 times the income of the listed price. So that's what we did here, and we think this is a great piece. Another brand we collect is Spode. This is definitely British, from England. Very popular Christmas brand. They have Christmas plates and trees with a very specific tree icon as this little dog is holding. Very famous little icon. A lot of fake or, reproductions by other brands, that trying to take on the success that this company has had, but you can identify this once you know it with the official Spode, and it has a Santa in the tree, where other brands might not have that little Santa in the corner. So this is a very nice piece of ornaments, and you can see just 2 is valued at $45, and we have sold hundreds of ornaments. I cannot believe how consistent ornaments do for us. Not every ornament, of course. Do your research on eBay, seeing what's sold, how many is sold, and how many are listed to make that decision. But it is, for us, a really fun hobby to find these little tiny pieces around out and about as we go places, and listed it here. So the place that we would find something like this is probably $1.99, and we sometimes combine things like this, that they don't go together perfectly, but somebody that wants Spode, why not 2 Spode? And if they really want them separate, they can message us and we might split the order for them. That has happened too. So we would always want to make offer on. We want people to talk to us. We want engagement because we want to see what our customers want out there. And that's one of the things we do. So Spode, British, English brand, a lot to talk about there. But let's move on to that last one, which is the Bohemian. Check the decanter. So these decanters are a hit or miss. You can't always think every decanter is valuable, but you can slowly, as you do this, identify quality. You'll see, oh, that decanter is a little bit more than just like pressed glass. This is something that takes a little bit more care. There's coloring, there's details, hand carved things on here. So we want you to be able to identify and get excited about when you see a piece like this. Well, in this case, obviously we had an advantage of a sticker that told us about it, but many times you don't. And so you can take a picture again on Google Images and it'll tell you potentially what that is. A lot of times it doesn't, but that's a place to start. Look for any detailed markings you can find, and just keep trying taking different pictures, different angles, and doing research until you can find the piece if you're able. There's a lot of community groups on Facebook and things you can also ask questions on. So this is 2 pieces to put some of your wine in or your port to keep safe, or have it for beautiful decor for fish there. We have seen a piece like this sell very consistently at $65, and so we have done that research to put it at that value. Could go for more, but as we're ending here on this particular very first episode of showing our content to you out in the world, we want to thank you for taking the time to watch this far if you have, and we would love if you commented and said you watched this. So that was our first time ever going through images, listings that we have made available for sale, so that you can hear what we're thinking and processing as we're buying, listing, and have available at a specific price. So hopefully you can learn a few tips, but we'd love to hear, how was that? Was that interesting for you? Was that something you'd want to know more about? Please let us know in the comments, especially if you watched this far. We're so amazed. And always remember, here at B4 Treasures, Ed and I really value the human experience, and we believe there is redemption and hope for every single person. And so always know that for us, people, B4 Treasures.